Okay, so here we go. What I want to talk to you about this evening is two things, basically clearance, control, and tunnel rules. Now, the reason I bring this up is because firstly, the problem is that a lot of people get this wrong. They think that when they've done certain things that it will work out. And what we're trying to do is highlight some really simple processes for you to get this right. And if you take to heart the really simple process that I'm going to be teaching you, I'm going to start by teaching around what is adequate clearance. On the examiner's sheet, he's got a little tick box which he can go inadequate clearance. He puts a cross there, and that's it, your test is over. Now, the danger for that, and we'll look at it again later, is that it's not whether you can pass the object without touching it. That is not what he is looking into or trying to achieve or trying to understand, whether you can get past the object and not touch it. That's not adequate clearance. It's whether you have created sufficient space for yourself to do it absolutely safely without any risk. That's what it's about. And it's a mindset. You have to set that mindset correctly. You've got to know that mindset that you have about the clearance is correct. And when you get that mindset right, then at that stage, everything changes and it becomes easy. And the problem is an experienced driver has to reset their mind because they are used to, look, if I just touch this guy that I'm passing who's walking next to a road and I just touch his shirt, I haven't touched him. No, you have. You're in big trouble. You've gone too close to him. That's the thing. That the mindset is not whether you have a crash or not, or crash your mirror into something. The mindset is, do you have sufficient space? That's the mindset. Okay, so tunnel space and the control of tunnels. Tonight's session debunks old habits and resets you. We have to reset the thinking. You have to reset your thinking. You have to get this thinking process right to be able to do it correctly. And all of this is about getting test ready, okay? And not only that, when you get really test ready, when you put these mindsets in place, it will mean that you will create a safe driving environment for yourself. Okay, what is inadequate clearance? And this is a big question. All right, it's not about not touching the parked vehicles, which is what we have discussed. The standard minimum clearance between yourself and the vehicle is 0.5 meters minimum up to 1 meter, which is regarded as a full door width. So theoretically, somebody should be able to open a door without you taking the door out. If you are so close that when somebody is opening a door, you are going to take out the door, then that is inadequate clearance. And it's as simple as that. That's really what it is. Now, how do you prevent that situation happening? Who wants to tell me what is the first rule you have to put in place for that not to happen? So what is the first thing you have to do to prevent inadequate clearance? What is it in your mindset that needs to be in place for inadequate clearance not to happen? Who wants to give it a go? Good observation. Yeah, that's always true. Observation is always true, but it's not the key. You can't drive down the road and not look where you're going. I mean, that is really important. Walk in the center of the road. Your car's dimensions is important, but knowing dimensions, that's a perspective. Having the perspective correct about the width of your car is really important. Knowing your dimensions is not really going to be it, but if you say knowing your dimensions by a retrospective process of driving experience, yes, that is important. But the important thing is, what is the safety bubble? The safety bubble isn't your mirrors. That's the real secret. The real secret is the safety bubble is not your mirrors. Knowing the safety bubble is important, but it's not your mirrors. And the safety bubble is the real objective safety bubble is a door width beyond the width of your car. That is your safety bubble. And putting that in place, if you can't maintain that safe aspect, when you're passing a vehicle between yourself and the parked vehicles and the oncoming vehicles, where that complete bubble on both sides of your mirrors isn't adequate, then you're going to create an inadequate clearance. And the problem with experienced drivers is their thinking is the width of their mirrors is the safety bubble, maybe 2 inches on either side, when in actual fact the examiner is not going to accept that. You mustn't squeeze. If you're thinking it's tight, the solution is on the screen. If it looks tight, it is tight. In other words, if the space looks like it's going to be tight, it is tight. And the simplest thing is to slow down, stop, allow the vehicles through, and then drive out into the road and overtake with adequate clearance.